Yes, welcome to the lighter side of the dark side. It's your Thursday night freak show. I can hear you. Your mic is going well.
Good. We're working.
I'm here with my co-host. Surprised to something that she's my co-host, but here she is, Nicole Six. And we have with us one of our favorite guests. There's some
one of
guests,
our favorites.
Some of our guests
Hi,
are just
everybody.
home
How
runs
are
every
you?
time, and here she is. Always a home run every time. The wonderful, beautiful, and very observant Amazon Eve.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Hi, Amazon. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Well, I know we had a little. It's sorry we started late. Apparently, President Obama's downtown, and the traffic was affected by that.
Yeah.
We had a little parking incident that
Secret Service always screws up traffic. For
right. We don't want to talk about the parking incident. We do want to talk about real quick. Doomy's Home Cooking.
I think tonight should be Big Mac night.
I think
are we doing some? Isn't one of our sponsors Adam and Eve?
I'm getting to Adam and Eve.
Good.
First, we're going to Doomy's Home Cooking after the show, and you're welcome to come with us.
So we got, both sponsors have wet sucking sounds in their advertisement.
Well, there's another one, too. Audible.
Wet sucking sounds happen in Audibles, too.
Right. So if you're ever in LA, go to 1253 Vine Street, Los Angeles, California. Right in the corner of Fountain, because we have people listening all over the world, especially for this show.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're ever visiting LA, if you're ever in LA, it's the best vegan food you've ever had. Are you vegan?
I am. I do eat vegan food sometimes.
Oh,
I have some vegetarian friends, and we go out vegan it up.
Well, this is
we eat green, we eat lean, we eat clean.
Well, this is a place to veg it up Dark Mark style, because I was doing my show, my one-man show, Blue Balls Knoll, and which you're invited to. You can come this Friday or next Friday. I'll talk about that in a second, but we went to Doomy's Home Cooking for a little dinner, and I had the chicken parmesan. Mm-hmm. Delicious. My friend had the spicy chicken sandwich. She was amazed how great it is. They have shrimp scampi, Philly cheesesteak, the Big Mac on the secret menu.
It's Big Mac night.
There's nachos. The nachos were voted one of the 10 best nachos in L.A., the only vegetarian and vegan selection. Doomy's Home Cooking, 1253 Vine Street if you're ever in Los Angeles. Audible.com, another sponsor. We love Audible. If you go to darkmarkshow.com, a lot of smacking sounds in that too.
There can be smacking sounds anywhere.
Must have wet
yes.
sucking sounds.
Wet sucking sounds. And you get a free audiobook. Now, you go all over the world, Amazon. You must love reading audiobooks.
I do. In fact, I have a few of them on my iPad right now.
Right. So here they have, I put in a freak show because you were an American Horror Story freak show.
There isn't an Audible version of that. I mean, there's a video Audible.
Well, there's an Audible book here, A People's History of the Peculiar, a freak show of facts, random obsessions, astounding truths. Freak show without a tent, swimming with piranhas, getting stoned in Fiji, other family vacations, America's Freak Show, and also at the bottom, Jerry Springer the Opera, which I heard was pretty good. So they got all sorts of stuff, and apparently David Soul narrates it. So David Soul from Starsky and Hutch. So if you go to Audible,
that's a show.
Yeah, you can get anything on Audible. They have comedy CDs, they have audiobooks, they have everything, and they have Chelsea Handler's biography. They've got Horror Stories Volume 1, Doug Bradley's Spine Chillers. That's the guy from Pinhead.
Oh,
yeah, that's a Standing Room Only, another collection of short horror stories, all sorts of stuff. Fear 13 stories of suspense and horror. Audible.com. So go to darkmarkshow.com, click on the Audible button right next to my smiling face. You get a free book, free 30-day trial to audible.com. You can cancel the next day. You keep the audiobook on your tablet, on your computer, on your phone. You can always access it. Or if you stay with the 30 days, you get deep discounts on the audiobooks. So I'm giving you a free book, folks.
He's giving you a free book.
Free audiobook. Yes, Eve?
I'm going to get a free audiobook?
You can get a free audiobook. Just go to my website, darkmarkshow.com.
Okay.
Click on the Audible button.
Darkmark.com.
Click
on the Audible. Okay, and I get a free book.
Darkmarkshow.com.
Darkmark Show.
Darkmarkshow.com.
Make sure you get that right.
Right on the front page is me smiling in my red suit. There's a button for Audible. Click on the Audible button.
All the glorious sinister of you.
I believe there's also another button. Is it on the page yet?
Not yet.
All right.
Not yet. But
is there a button
But if you want to push some buttons, our next sponsor knows all the buttons.
No. As a matter of fact,
we're getting there.
We're getting there. No. I was going to transition into.
You should see our radio. She's sitting there, very oral. Our radio engineer is just very oral tonight.
Jenny is very oral tonight. I don't know what's going on. She's flossing. I don't know what's going on, but
she's got a pen in her mouth.
on our show page. If you go to darkmarshow.com, you can access our Facebook page. On our Facebook page is a very salacious picture of Amazon Eve in a bikini. There's a picture of me in a cage. There's a picture from last week's show, and there's also two special offers for you. One from AdamandEve.com. Follow the link on the Dark Mark Show Facebook page, and you put in the coupon code erotica for 50% off one item, a free couples kit, and free shipping for Adam and Eve, the #1 adult toy store on the internet.
That's kind of cool.
But that's not all.
Kinky.
There's another code for AdamMale.com, the #1 gay sex toy store on the internet.
What's the difference between a gay sex toy?
None of us know yet.
We're still trying to figure out
what
what a
have
gay
the right
sex
guest
toy
on,
is.
and they're going to tell us
We're
all
still
about
figuring
it.
that out. I think our friend
Both
Xavier
gay men and
Asselson might
women,
be able
both
to help us.
heterosexual women like penis.
Right.
I mean, what does a gay penis look like versus a straight penis?
Let me click on the link here, because if you use our link and put AM coupon, you get 20% off Adam Mail. I'm clicking on Adam Mail right now, the #1 gay. Oh, this is nice. Look at this. Porn star molded dildos. Who's your daddy? Pick the daddy of your dreams. 20%.
But again, that could go for anybody.
Gay sex toys. Masturbators. It's
our audience, masturbation culture and pure island
no, there's a gay sex toy. You know the flesh.
There really is? Okay.
Wait.
Is there a fleshlight, but it's just a butt?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. There's a butt.
Okay, I got it.
There's a butt fleshlight. Let's look at the clearance. So we're going on the clearance section right now. And by the way, there's all sorts of things. So a lot of videos there. Microfiber trunks. You can get. There's a firefighter with. This is. I might actually get this. It's almost sold out. There's a firefighter. Yeah. Go to Adam. Go to our Facebook page and go to Adam Mail.
Okay.
There's a firefighter.
What's your Facebook page again? It's just
it's Dark Mark Show.
Dark Mark Show. Okay.
Yeah. It's all. Yeah. It's a firefighter crime. It's like red overalls, red trunks with like a thing for your penis to. It's great. I might get that.
I want the nurse's outfit.
There's a mesh tank. There's a clever sporty tank top. There's a sparkle jock strap.
Is it actually called a clever sporty tank top?
Right. So
what makes it clever?
So if you're so inclined, go to AdamMail.com or AdamandEve.com. You get 50% off Adam and Eve, 20% off Adam Mail, and also go to NicoleSix.com.
Please.
And order her new horror anthology, Some Fucked Up Shit.
Some Fucked Up Shit.
I wanted to talk to you about that a little.
I forgot your copy, and I realized this halfway here, but because of the traffic, there was definitely no way we could go back. But if you come with us to Doomies, then I will get you the book. We could probably grab it because I'm down the street from Doomies.
I do this a lot of shit.
Anyway, I was reading it, and it's a lot of creepy stuff. And one more thing. If you're listening live, tomorrow night at 7:30, I'll be performing my one-man show, Blue Balls Knoll, as part of the Hollywood Fringe Festival. Everybody who saw it last week said it was great. They had a great time. I was a little nervous because it was the first time I'd done that particular hour, and everybody loved it. They had
you were a little nervous about your blue balls.
Is it a 60-minute show? Is it your 60-minute?
It's my 60-minute show. It's a new 60-minute show.
You're the headliner then.
I'm the only performer. No mic. It's me for an hour. Blue Balls Knoll at the Hollywood Fringe Festival. If you go to so if you go down there,
what are the dates?
Tomorrow night at 7:30.
Okay. What's the location?
It's at the Complex Theaters, and that's at 6472 Santa Monica Boulevard.
All right.
And it's right next to the Dragonfly. And I'm doing a show next Friday, the 26th. At 10:30, that will close it out. That's part of the Hollywood Fringe Festival. Have you been to the Hollywood Fringe Festival?
I have not, no.
You should, because it's so many theaters on Santa Monica Boulevard. They're all doing shows. The Dragonfly is Fringe Central. Everybody stops in and has a drink.
Is it kind of like the Bats Day thing that I just did?
We're going to talk about Bats Day. So
okay.
But let's so that's all our sponsors. You have a book. I have a show. Get some firemen.
I have a feature film coming out.
Hey, we're going to talk about that. There's a lot of stuff going on. And if you want to talk to I almost called you Adam and Eve. If you want to talk to Amazon Eve, our number is 1-800-893-9562. All of our fans, we'd love to talk to you. If you want to talk to Nicole or talk to me, that'd be fine too.
Yeah, call in.
Amazon Eve, always busy. Everybody knows her from American Horror Story, from Hemlock Grove, from being the world's tallest model.
Yes. Still bumping my head, still growing, still not shrinking, still tall.
I posted a picture of me and you at Sig Neutron's party a couple weeks ago.
We went to Sig Neutron's
dress
party.
was
it
great.
was fun. It was just my summer maxi dress that I was able to get.
Well, the last
from
time you were
Long
here, you were discussing, I want to be more pretty. I want to
girl it up. I've been playing this.
Well, you both have flowered shirts on.
Mine aren't flowers; they're leopard print.
Well, it sort of look like flowers here.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good. That just means you're not staring at my tits. I admire that.
I'm staring at both your tits. But,
This is my new, go do TV shows, do interview shows, kind of
right. And
Amazon Eve the lady.
so I posted a picture of me and you, and everybody's like, "Wow, she's so much taller than you." I'm like, "Yeah, she's 6'8". That's why.
Don't you watch your
Amazon.
show? Is she so much taller? Don't they watch your show?
They watch the show, but sometimes you can't quite get this perspective.
You're right. We were just kind of like this blob.
Just
We're going
rolling around on the floor.
right over there.
It was a fun party.
Time.
Signatrons and Randy, they're great.
They're absolutely lovely
They're
people.
great. So,
I love them very much.
Where do you want to start? Because I got so many things. I'll tell you where I want to start, and this is actually really nice, and it's not what you told me not to talk about. I saw.
Nikki, what did you want to talk about?
No. Wait a second. I saw it was the cutest thing.
This is half her show, isn't it? No.
Okay, Nicole, you start.
What do you want to talk about?
You start. Go ahead. I was telling Nicole in the car that I saw a very cute video of you.
Oh no.
No. A teacher had you speak in front of her class, which I thought was great. Tell us some more details on that because she basically.
Did you know which teacher it was?
I don't know her name.
If you watch the show, there's
her name was
two
on the
adults
screen,
and the rest are all middle schoolers.
Well, I understand. I got her name. It just kind of came up, and
she was sitting in the class. You could tell who she is.
They had her name on the thing, but I forgot her name.
Right, she sits back. You can't tell who she is. She's a good friend of mine. She's part of my extended family. She lives up in Northern California. She is a professor of teachers. She teaches teachers.
Okay.
Ooh.
And
what's her name?
Her name is Pamela. I am not going to give away her last name. I'm going to keep her anonymity.
But I thought it was a very cool thing that she did.
Yeah, Mark spoke very highly of it, and then we had a discussion about how we feel that the misunderstandings come from people. I mean, Mark said people just haven't met anybody, and I find the misunderstanding.
It's about meeting us. If you meet us, you're 60% not likely to create or cause deleterious effects. It's about getting the message out there. People make new decisions based on new information.
The biggest mistake people make is not realizing that people are people. They're just many different types of people.
Yeah.
And just so people know, to clarify what us is, we're talking about the transgendered community.
Anybody is different.
Well,
this really goes for anybody, but transgender people are a bit at risk right now. We're kind of at war.
Well, you seem to be winning the war. And Bruce Jenner seems to be on the front line.
Because the attitude went away from infighting to keep in mind, when I say we're at war, there is no front lines.
Right.
There is no enemy.
Right.
There is no battlefield. There's nobody to aim at. This is a rescue mission, and it's been going on for quite a while.
Right.
And it's about reaching out. It's about moving and touching and inspiring other people to see who we really are.
Right.
And then we realize we come from you. We're part of you.
Right.
Oh, people are people. It doesn't really matter. You're just expressing who you actually are.
Yeah.
So can I ask, what was the oddest question that and these are middle school kids? What was the oddest question that you got? From middle school?
Well, how do I explain this? Remember, we're talking to middle schoolers, but this is the Dark Mark show.
Right.
So I can say what the
You can say what the fuck you want. Yes, go ahead.
I was intimidated. Most intimidating audience I've ever had.
You were intimidated by middle schoolers.
Middle schoolers are
well,
mean.
yeah. They're not mean. They're just like, okay, there's certain words you can't use, and there's this conversation you kind of have to make sure they get.
Right.
Like, and there was one transgender person in the class.
Oh.
Really?
Remember, this is of the class, the whole school that could be there after school.
Okay.
So 3 o'clock, bell went out, people went home. A good portion of the kids stayed and watched.
Right.
Or watched my talk.
Right.
The drama club was there.
Okay.
And the LGBT club was there.
Okay.
And I know there was one transgender person there.
Right.
I took my 13-year-old picture, my middle school picture, and I put it right there in one of the empty chairs. And I said, I'm going to be talking to myself a little bit because really I'm kind of going back in history. And I told him my history.
Right.
I told him how hard it was back then, how much easier it is now. Told him about the old messaging, talk about the new messaging. And I was really wanting to reach that one kid, even though I'm talking to all of them.
Right.
Right. There was that one kid That
but
one
it
kid
pertains
that I
to-
want
it
them,
pertains to
their hero
everybody.
showed up at their school, and I could tell they were shy. I
Right.
could tell this person was very shy.
A lot of people are shy around you.
Well, I wanted to
you-
make sure they had somebody to check in with. I wanted to make sure they were safe. I wanted
Right.
to make sure if they had any questions at all. And they asked me, the toughest question they asked me is, do I have any regrets?
Right. good
And
question.
and I said, if you don't want to have regrets, I wish, and this is one of the 800-pound gorillas that we don't talk about in this community much, is I wanted to transition young.
Right.
And instead of transitioning later in life, that was the only real regret. There are a few other tiny things. I could have done that, Lily. But let's face it, everything's a lesson.
Right.
It's all a lesson. And me being there, it was the right time for me to be there. It was the right time for all this thing. If you go back, hindsight is 20/20.
Right.
All of this was training ground for that day that I had to be there to talk to that one kid.
Right.
And you have to understand, I left the acting world. Now it chases me.
Yeah.
I just got done shooting primary photography of a feature film in Boston.
So what do you mean you left the acting world? Like after American Horror
back in
Story?
99, back in 99,
99.
I left the acting. I went to.
You were a
actually,
lawyer.
I didn't leave it. I kind of took a break. I just said, I'm not doing this. I went to law school,
Right.
and I worked for all these law firms downtown. And in fact, my therapist kind of contacted me, and I was giving her an update. The usual update that I give them, and they don't know who Amazon Eve is.
Right.
So
Do they know who
I'm
Erica
giving the
is?
basic update, but then there's this other person. You know who this person? That's you.
Do they know who Erica? Do they know who Erica is?
Well, they do. They know.
Okay.
Yeah, they know. This is my therapist.
Okay.
This is the person I tell my black box to. You know, the black box that doesn't
Right.
ever come out in public?
Right.
You know, the secret agent, superhero, spy, Tinker Tailor Soldier spy, the one that,
Right.
Wow, remember that outfit I wore last time?
How could I forget?
Yes.
You were on top of me, choking
I was like,
me out.
she was whooping her ass in it.
I was
Right,
having
because
fun.
I'm a pretty big grown man, and you intimidate me. Well, because you kick my ass almost every time you're on the show. But we're going to talk today. So,
Did you want to finish? Do we finish up the middle schoolers? Because I kind of just went on a tangent there. But
No,
the
no,
middle
no,
school
no, so-
question, the
well,
middle
well,
schoolers were intimidating, and they did ask me a lot of questions.
So the one question was,
Regrets.
Regrets.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, did somebody ask an inappropriate question or a question that maybe offended you?
No, the kids were once we warmed up.
Right.
I could actually teach school. I could teach school.
Right.
After the first day, I could actually do this.
Because I know there's been incidents. There's one I know in particular where a comic was doing a jokes. I'm quoting. So stay right there. Tranny jokes.
Yeah.
And you got very offended and confronted him.
You know what? The environment, first off, was an open mic.
Right.
And I was in that stage where I'm still learning how to be a stand-up comic. There's a process. There's a learning curve that goes on.
Right.
And this person really kind of poked fun at me. I could tell that they were doing.
Because
I don't want to go there too much, but let's just say their act was their act, and it took me out of my act, and that was where I gave away my power.
Right.
I'm only responsible for what I say, not for what he says.
Right.
And let him. I'm the one that's on CNN.
Right.
I'm the one that's getting the hit show. I'm the one that's working.
Yes.
My job is not to police anybody else.
Right. And that's where I was going to transition to. We were talking. You were on CNN talking about Caitlyn Jenner.
Yes.
And the last couple times you were on the show, I was actually going to broach the subject with you. We got so talking. There's a million things to talk about with you. You're so interesting that the subject never was brought up. But
We could talk about the
Before we
parking
go off
guy.
the kids, I just wanted to point out how cool it is that there could be that one kid in class that people knew was transgender. And we're becoming more accepting as a society in general, I feel.
a lot of things,
I would say 10 years ago that wouldn't even be allowed.
Although we are and we aren't. It's a weird society in that we have a black president and things are more racist than ever. It's very strange. And Caitlyn Jenner is out and is a public figure. Amazon Eve is. Laverne Cox. We got other people. There are other.
But I'm still
there's
saying
people
that
that
10
really
years ago,
react.
that
Do you
kid
think
would not have been able
racism
to be.
is worse than it's ever been, or are we more aware of it?
I don't know if it's worse than it's ever. It's getting pretty bad when we're having riots and cops shooting people. but we have a black president. You would think that
a lot of police are. We got a problem in this country.
Right.
There's police brutality.
And before I get to Caitlyn Jenner,
we got to talk about Caitlyn Jenner.
We're going to talk about it because if it's good enough for CNN, it's good enough for me. But what do you think of the NAACP, the woman that was on the NAACP that was opposing?
Those two things have absolutely nothing to do with each other.
Well,
sorry, that still makes me mad.
Well, some people would argue it does.
It's not. Look, it's always a love and a hate speech, and I think we talked about this before.
Right.
Hate speech always starts the same by placing a group in an a priori category.
Right.
And that category could be anything other than white, cisgender, heterosexual. Anything other than that is a category that I'm talking about. You know, you're gay, or you're trans, or you're a trans woman of color, or whatever it is. The point is that they're different, but they are both a priori categories.
I am a black woman in a white woman's body. That is to imply that black women are profoundly different than white women in general, and it is a very horrible thing to do. Saying that I am a man in a woman's body or I am a woman in a man's body, there is a huge change there.
What's the difference, though? What is the difference? What is it?
I'm saying
both sides can argue that you can't change your sex and you can't change your race.
But you didn't listen to what I just said, so I'm going to repeat it. There's no difference between black women and white women. To say that there is a difference, to say that I am a black woman in a white woman's body is to say that black people and white people are different, which is very racist.
I care to differ. I will tell you a lot of black women say their lives are harder because of racism. That's different.
But I'm saying that to me, all women are women. Regardless of what skin color you are.
Some people would say every man's got a little vagina in there and every woman's got a little penis in there. Actually, yours is bigger than most, but you've already admitted that.
Look. If you look at gender as a binary prejudice, why do we start Why do we look? Transgender people are getting us out of this paradigm of the gender binary prejudice. Why can't this event educate us that there's also this black and white, this other prejudice dealing with race?
But my
people
point
of color, it's like white and then people of color.
There is no difference between them, but there is a difference between men and women. And if you want to embrace the fact that you are a man or a woman in the wrong body, that is entirely different than just saying that.
The argument is that she's in the wrong body.
She's saying that she's in the wrong body.
So what's the difference between being black and white then?
What's the difference? Well, there is a difference.
Tell me the difference.
Sickle cell.
Okay. Well, she's not going to achieve that by switching her color on her skin.
That's not
the point.
It's more predominant in African Americans,
which she isn't.
I think it's actually only in African.
No, that's my point. That's my point.
Okay, you got that. I'm going to concede that.
Here's the thing. I say, and as we've seen on the Dark Mark show,
I'm saying people are all the same. You're correct. There are a few things that come from things she would not be able to do by changing the color of her outside, and that's the real big flaw. Racism comes from saying the outside affects the inside.
Everyone is flawed. That's a ubiquitous fact about human beings.
No one's listening to what I'm saying. I'm going to stop talking about it.
Okay, well, we're not listening. I'm just not going to automatically agree with you.
No. I mean, what I'm saying isn't being heard, and I don't have a different way to say it. So let's move on.
Well, hold on.
There was the Moment of Intelligence by Nicole Six. We try to have one on every show. But I don't want to argue about this. I didn't think it was going to be a whole. I didn't think I probably should have cleared this with you before I even mentioned it. You were not only were you on CNN. We'll talk about CNN and Caitlyn Jenner in just a moment. You are the Grand Marshal of the Cincinnati Pride Parade.
Yes, I am. I'm really excited about that.
I'm excited about that, but what is your connection to Cincinnati?
Well, do you remember Leila Alcorn? Do you remember Leila Alcorn?
Leila Alcorn? No.
Yeah, Leila Alcorn was a 16-year-old girl who, 17-year-olds who committed suicide.
Yes.
And
I'm sorry.
It raised awareness.
Right.
To transgender teen suicide.
Right.
It's right there. And my past experience is similar.
Right.
I come from a very religious background, very religious family.
Right.
And I've had many suicide attempts. And my hope is that my presence, my message will move, touch, and inspire people to think there are other options.
Right.
Did you take your own life?
Did you seek them out, or they saw you out?
Who? They saw me.
Cincinnati Pride Parade.
Yeah, they did.
And we just had Pride here in Los Angeles. Did you participate in that? Why weren't you the Grand Marshal in Los Angeles? I would think that's a natural.
I don't make those determinations. There's so many celebrities that are LGBT that they could have chosen for all the various. I'm glad that I got one.
Because I know so many straight people that came down to Pride.
Rest assured, just about every LGBT celebrity's pretty much got a Pride somewhere.
Right, but
Laverne Cox has got a Pride. Right. I think Janet Mock's got a Pride. I think
and you have your Pride.
Jamie Clayton, I think, has a Pride.
Right.
I think all of us that are LGBT celebrities have managed to pull off some Pride Grand Marshal.
And I can't tell you how many straight people I know.
This is my first Pride, by the way.
That went down to Pride. Everybody on my Facebook is like, that went down to Pride was
How many
straight.
people were there? What was the estimated number?
There's a lot of people. It had to be a lot.
The biggest Pride I've ever seen was in Toronto. That's 1 million people.
Probably not that big, but I'm sure it was huge.
West Hollywood is about 250,000.
Yeah, I've been down there for Halloween, and that was huge. So I imagine it's about that. But let's lighten this up because this has gotten heavy. This is really heavy. This is a heavy show, Nicole. Now, last time you were here, we glossed over this, but you told me a more detailed version of the story. How Michael Chiklis was on American Horror Story, taught you how to fight on screen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was... Because Michael Chiklis really gave me a good education in how to conduct a fight. It's very counterintuitive to real martial arts.
Because you kicked him in the balls.
I did?
That's what you said.
No.
When we were at Six Party, you grabbed me and you kicked me. You mimed like you were kicking me in the balls, and then
no. That's a side. That's a side kick. That's not
right.
That was not a.
So you gave
it was
a side
knee,
kick.
And it wasn't a kick. It was a knee, and it was not in the crotch area.
Really? Maybe I was hoping, but so you gave him a side kick.
Well, I gave him a knee, all right, and I realized, knee off to the side, not right in, because I've got a very powerful body.
I've noticed.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to knock you out.
You knocked him out with a side kick?
No, I did not. I'm just
picturing Michael Chiklis.
Practice, and it's something you have to practice. It's a skill. It is a skill. It's counterintuitive to real fighting.
And you studied. First off, you're a personal trainer, but you studied real fighting. You studied MMA.
Probably most intensely in the last 5 years. I think I've studied it the most.
And so
I've been doing Taekwondo.
Right.
I think was the first thing I started with. And then,
so was that like? So this is the beginning of the scene. You're with Michael Chiklis, and you just whap him and.
Oh no. It's all staged.
Right, but you hit him harder than he expected. I'm guessing.
No, I didn't actually make contact with him.
This story was so much better at 6 Party.
No. Oh well. It was. I'll tell you a funny story. We didn't hurt each other at all. Right. But when I got to meet Michael on set, I gave him a big old hug. And remember, you guys right about it.
Yeah, he's right about chest height.
Oh, yeah, his head turned red. It was funny.
Right, I would imagine.
Sweet man, very generous.
Yes.
Lots of coaching.
And
these are some of the most talented people.
Absolutely.
It blows my mind. And
I was reading. Do you need a pillow, Nicole? I see that you're a little uncomfortable.
There's no pillows anyway.
She's got a little bit of back injury.
Yeah.
But Jessica Lange, I was reading an interview with her. They had an interview because they're pushing her for the Emmy, and she was saying she mentioned you specifically and how wonderful it was to meet you.
She did.
I wish I was.
I'm going to gush a little bit. I shared some really cool moments with her, and
please share them with us.
The way that I warm up can look a little crazy to people. When I warm up,
how do you warm up?
I'm not going to do that.
Could you describe it?
I watched the way Jessica Lange warms up when she's getting ready, especially when we have a long day. We're on there. We got to keep our energy up. And I watch her, and it's almost exactly what I do. And I told her about it. And all my life, I felt kind of weird for doing that. And
is that? Do you? Is it like scream therapy? Is it? What do you do?
No. I told you no. No,
you're not going to say
what stays on set like that is stays on set.
Because we got actors watching the show. They want to be like Jessica Lange and Erica Irvin.
They don't want to be like Jessica Lange and be like Erica Irvin. They need to be like themselves.
Okay.
If you want an acting life, you got to be. I'm going to be myself.
Yeah. And I was going to say, I would think that you would be with the rave reviews, you would be probably some Emmy talk. But the weird thing is, because it's a miniseries. It's pushed as a miniseries, not a drama series.
It's a short form. It's a limited miniseries.
Right.
It's not a series that goes into the next
Right,
next year.
because what's her name from Orange is the New Black was nominated last year.
Yes,
but that's nominated as a series, so she got to be the guest actor on the series because she had sort of a minor role, not a regular role, but a minor role.
She's got a meaty part just about every episode. She's doing quite well, and she's in a new TV series called Doubt.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us about, because you were telling me you're getting typecast as an assassin. This movie you shot in Boston.
Oh, yes. I think there's a reverse correlation, especially when you audition. There's a reverse correlation between how much you care and how well you do.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God.
I agree with that.
I went in and I saw this. It was easy. The other auditions, I did a lot of reading, did a lot of meeting greeting, and this was what I booked, and I just finished primary photography on it. And
so you play an assassin.
I play a corporate assassin. I play a.
So your legal experience came in handy.
No, I would say my size, and I got to play a villain.
I could see you in more villainous roles. I could see you be
that was fun.
Hot, sexy. I could see you as a Bond villain.
Well,
definitely.
We could always tell the over that produced that. Hey guys,
Yes,
wait.
please.
I'm still hoping for Marvel. Hey guys, wake up! I'm right here.
You should be
without the green.
But I could see you as like the henchman of the villain, and she comes in and James Bond.
That's what I am.
Well,
That's what I'm in this show. Kathleen Quinlan, by the way, was my co-star. She played the main.
She's
villain.
great. She's great.
Awesome.
I could see like James Bond trying to pick you up, and then and you sort of flirt with him, and he flirts.
I mean,
with
I
you.
pick up James Bond
or that, whatever. Yeah, I mean, well, that's what I'm saying. He starts putting the moves on you, and you just grab him and start just throwing him around. I could see that.
Dark Mark's getting dark, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm working on my own. I'm working on my own James Bond movie in my head. Well,
so you need to be the villain,
right?
You need to be. You need to be the villain.
I just played a villain in
really?
Lana Steele Makeup Spy.
Oh, nice.
I played the scary doorman.
Alana Steele.
It's an online. It's an online thing. But speaking. Well, now that will transition into. I was going to ask you, and I'm not going to be specific about body parts, but your sex life, your romantic life. A lot of people want to know.
I'm gonna say that I'm.
Are you seeing somebody?
I am not going to say it all. I'm going to
keep yes.
that.
Why
does I'm not going to say mean a yes? Why does that all of a sudden become a yes?
Because last time I asked you, you were like, "No, I'm not dating anybody now." Now it's like I can't. Who is?
I'm dating someone. I don't want to. I want to keep my private life private.
That's all you need to say. How's the sex life? Good.
I thought we were going to go there.
No. I'm not going to go into your body parts, but I mean, you're a very sensual woman.
Yes, everything works down there.
Yes, I know.
You defended me last time.
Her back hurts. She's not. She's still pissed off about the whole racial argument. I can see it in her eyes.
What? Are you mad about that?
I'm in pain.
She's in pain too. No, I was telling her that you give probably the best massages I've heard from other people, but
it doesn't sound like an issue a massage can fix. It sounds like
a few more days, I'll be fine.
Okay. Anyway, I'm glad that you.
Thank God marijuana is legal in California.
No, but I see you. I see you smiling when I mention that. So that's good. I'm not. I don't need to ask what gender. I don't need to ask the height. But I see that you're happy.
The odds are, and this is in my world, when you're 6'8",
right?
Only 1 in 50,000 men are taller than me.
Right. But you don't just.
So I'm gonna either have to expand my dating pool options. So I am dating someone who's shorter than me.
Okay.
Again.
Right.
But I did get back from France. I did meet the pool of all the tallest men in the world.
Oh, what were you doing in France?
I was meeting all the tallest people in the world.
I met the tallest man in the world. His name is Sultan. He is 2.5 meters tall. That's a big guy. Very big man.
I'm trying to work that out.
Think of half of myself. Cut me in half. Take half of that half. Add it to my height. And that's
so it's 7 foot what?
I know it's 2.5.
I know we have a worldwide audience, and everybody's like, "What are you asking this for?" But so he's over 7 foot.
He's over 7 foot.
Wow,
he's over 7 foot.
Really? And so
a lot of guys were over 7 foot that day.
Right. Yeah. Oh, really? Were you auditioning for something, or were you just?
No, it was just it was honoring us. It was honoring us at a park, right? Like an amusement park. north of Paris, about an hour and a half out of Paris. And it was an amusement park, and they had tall manufacturers there, tall clothing people, both men and women.
Okay.
Invited. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, okay. So
It's a family park. It's a family park.
I didn't know if this was like all these tall people congregate. I mean,
No.
besides on the basketball
This
court.
is a never before event. This is a
Really?
one at a time. This is a one time. It happened just.
And you're the
once.
world's tallest model, so you were the tallest woman there.
Yeah. No, I actually. Well, there's a gal who could be my doppelganger. She's from Holland. She's
really?
literally my size. She can wear my shoes, my everything. She can wear everything I wear.
Wow.
Yeah, she's got my same shoe size. She's my
Right.
height.
They build Vikings tall.
No.
They do. So you were on CNN. They contacted you to talk about Caitlyn Jenner.
They did.
And what do you think about that? Because before
I'm really excited about it because, as
Right.
I told you before, it's moving the conversation forward.
Right.
When I said that she would receive less criticism on the interstate, probably is a bit short-sighted. I think there's been a lot of criticism, especially within the community itself, the trans community, and
Really?
the feminist community.
Really, I because I'm not in the community, so I was not aware of it.
Well, there's the notion, why come out and be a pinup right off the bat? Is that the best thing that moved the conversation forward for women?
But in a weird way, you did the same thing.
No, I didn't.
you
Magazine that I came out, I was wearing a business suit.
But I mean, you were a model.
Before that, I was already out in a magazine as
Right, but that's what
the
I'm
executive director of the Los Angeles Association of Health Underwriters. I had a business suit on. It was back in
Right.
2007, long before Amazon Eve was created.
Right, but then you became a big bikini pinup.
That's a little different. That's more of a fitness thing.
Right.
That was all about
was.
working out for 5 years and getting my body in shape and
Yeah.
and doing bikini contests, and I was a body model. And
That's something
that actually turned into a Guinness Book Award, and it really started my career.
Right. Do we have somebody? Yeah, somebody.
Yes, I do.
Oh,
And it's him. Can't
I'll
see
bet
it.
it is.
It is him.
Stop talking about me on the show. I got it.
There he is.
Tell that asshole to shut up about me. I got it. Right.
Aw.
Something like
Actually,
that.
it's sweet.
Oh, good.
You can tell that,
What do you say?
Oh,
Yes.
she didn't read it.
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry, I read really
Yes, I'm
fast.
sorry. We're doing a show. Excuse me, Mr. Shorty. But compared to you.
Hold on,
Is it-
I gotta let him. I'm on the dark. No, I'm going to let him know I'm on
Yes,
the show.
please
right
call in 1-800-893-9563.
Hey, you're right. What's that calling number again?
1-800-893-9562.
Personally, the only thing that bothered me a little about the Caitlyn Jenner pinup thing wasn't so much that you can come out however you want to. I'm sure that she thought that this was her best way to present her new self to the world. But
Well, think about it. How could Caitlyn come out?
what bothered me about it was the fact that it was
On a
all,
Wheaties box?
No. Let her finish. Let her finish.
She wanted to present herself to the world
Right.
with her new body. And she wanted to be proud and be seen as the thing of beauty. That was what I got from it. But what bothered me about that is it was all still photoshopped away all the flaws the same way it would be done if anybody was on there. And that really bothered me because there aren't any flaws with it, in my opinion. But whatever. I don't...
I scoured
one of the
it
things you
very
need to be-
heavily for
Go ahead.
research purposes. There are a couple flaws, but go ahead.
Well,
But that's my thing.
someone like Caitlyn Jenner couldn't transition without the paparazzi. There's two choices. You either transition quietly and have the paparazzi
Or you're
take
very
you,
proud of yourself.
or you become proud. It gives the press nowhere to go.
And the paparazzi-
it gives the paparazzi no paparazzi.
Which
You
is
know?
what I
What's the problem?
felt was the point of it.
There's-
Again, the only thing that
there's no
bothered
shock
me
value.
is
Well, I
how
mean, I got-
heavily photoshopped it still was.
But the paparazzi was following him around for forever. They did document the transition before it happened. I mean, when he was growing his hair out, his body was changing. She. Excuse me. I'm sorry, she. I met him when
Guys,
he was.
I did it too.
I know, but the paparazzi did follow him around, and paparazzi did get all that information. I met him before he transitioned, and he actually looked at me. I met her before she transitioned. Excuse me.
Little sidebar.
Right.
You have permission to make mistakes. Again, this is brand new. Look, I'm on the interview.
Right.
I went back because the problem is when you go back
Right.
to the Wheaties box, the icon on the Wheaties box,
Right.
the gold medalist on the Wheaties box, the
guy who did the
icon on
Village People
we're talking
movie.
about big sports star. We're talking about Presidential Council on Fitness.
Right.
We were promoted. We're talking Superman was
Right.
pushed by all these sports endorsements.
He almost was Superman.
Pretty much. This is a modern Superman. I said it. I'm going to say it again. The man's gone. The super is still there. And that's the
That's a great thing
buzz.
to say. Yeah, that's great.
I mean, there was no way to hide it, but you shouldn't have to.
And by the way, he almost was Superman. He did audition for it.
Audition for Superman?
Yeah.
The movie?
Yeah, the first one.
Oh, wow.
The Christopher Reeve one.
Wow.
Like, it was between him and Christopher Reeve. And also, I met her before the transition. Look it up. I'm serious.
I know.
Well, they had a lot of people auditioning for it. Neil Diamond auditioned. It was really weird. Muhammad Ali auditioned. But I met her before she transitioned, and she actually went up to me and I asked her who was a him then, if I could take a picture with him as he was at the time. And he asked me, he said, I will if you answer one question for me. I said, sure. He's like, does your mother know you dress like that? I'm not kidding.
How were you dressed in dark?
I was dressed similar
you were
like
dark
this,
marking,
like this.
okay.
Yes, I was dark
All
marking.
right.
So, but I mean, good for him.
All the world's a stage.
Good for her. Good for her. Good for her. I called Alexis Arquette him on the show as well, and that's wrong too. She's a she. You're a she.
You if you ever meet her,
Right.
ask that same question. Do you know your mom? What was the question?
Does your mother know you dress like that?
Right. Ask Caitlyn. Do you know your mother dresses like that?
Right.
Ask her that next time.
I don't think our paths were crossed. But you were when we were at the party. You were now the woman that's orange is the new black. What was her name again?
Laverne Cox.
Laverne Cox, who's actually on the cover of a few magazines this month. I think she's on the cover. People, Rolling Stone. She's on the cover of something. Entertainment Weekly. She's on the cover of Entertainment Weekly. You didn't have great things to say about her.
I what?
When we were at the party, you said that you and her had a little incident once.
Who?
Laverne Cox.
I've never met Laverne.
Who did you interrupt?
Oh, Janet Moch. Janet Moch went to visit.
Janet Moch. Okay,
yeah,
so
she went to
who's
visit
that?
UCLA and she was giving a lecture.
Who's that?
Janet Moch.
Who's Janet Moch?
You know who Janet Moch is?
I'm blanking right now. Who is that?
Janet Moch, that's a long story. It's hard to describe. She's another advocate, hero, talk show host.
Okay.
Was the editor of people.com. And she just finished a book.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. I got it.
And she went and
got
lectured at UCLA. And I got an autographed copy of a book. But while she was talking, she was having a conversation with people. And I thought it was funny when she said, okay, know that you're small. Everybody know you're small. I couldn't help but stand up and tell, all right, everybody, I'll be brief. God knows I can't be short.
You can't be small.
I can't be small. And, I called her out in a light way, and I think it miffed her a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
Well, because, she wants to be up there, and she wants to be, smooth and cool and doing the whole little, tour. And she's a book tour. She was doing her book tour. She's doing a great job talking. She's exhausting to look at. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got this whole little, Oprah love child with Beyonce going on.
Right.
She got the ring. She's going to get married. She's going, never going to get it, never going to get it.
I love when you do the voices.
I literally see Beyonce and Oprah in one person.
Right.
That's what I see from her.
Right.
Big full hair.
Right.
She's a trans woman of color. She's very powerful, very bright, very perspicacious wit. I just thought it was funny. She says, know that you're small. That was the only thing. That was the only issue.
Why do you think she said that?
Because she was talking to people about personal safety. And she was talking to trans people specifically, check in with each other. And I think it's a great idea.
Right.
These are all good ideas.
Okay.
Just know that you're small.
Right.
Again, she's brand new. And I'm not saying brand new. I think brand new in the public eye.
Okay.
It's going to change you. That's why I don't put, you see all these articles about me.
Right.
This advocate. I have an article out there. Don't call me a damn advocate.
Right.
I don't want to
say that a lot.
I've done that before.
Right.
It's a thankless job. You don't get paid for it.
Right.
They'll turn on you.
Right.
And so I kept my advocacy very quiet.
Right.
I worked on the health insurance side of the advocacy. I left it like that.
And what were the complications on that?
What do you mean complications?
The health insurance.
The only complication is it took too long to happen.
Okay.
But it did happen.
It did
they finally
happen.
removed the exclusion.
So
They removed the exclusion.
Okay.
And it's an exclusion in a health insurance contract.
This is nationwide.
This was first in the state of California in 2012 and nationwide when the president, 2004, the tail end of 2004, President Obama included us in the ACA, the Affordable Care Act.
2014.
2014, yeah.
Right. Okay. Because
And so did the EEOC. It's sort of like a big slam bunk. It's like
Right.
kaboom, 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 kaboom. Just all happened at once.
Right.
Shannon Minter
Right.
just got put in the president's cabinet. It's one of our attorneys.
Okay.
Trans man.
Right.
A lot of good things.
Great.
Nothing but good.
Okay,
Good.
I won't bitch about Obama coming here and having the
Something
traffic back up.
tells me Caitlyn Jenner's show is going to surprise people. All those people who are pointing little bony fingers of criticism are going to be eating crow afterwards.
No, I think it's going to be a huge hit. There's no question about that. I don't think there's any question about it. There's going to be a huge hit, and there's going to be a popular a segment
I
of the
think it's
population
just
doesn't
ridiculous to sit around pointing any form of criticism or hate at anybody anyway. Go
Exactly.
do something interesting with yourself.
Exactly. Well, speaking of interesting, obviously Amazon Eve, everything you do is interesting. But I did have a question. I haven't asked you. And this is great. You know, we got the one-on-one, and it's actually it's a little more serious than our usual Dark Mark show hijinks. But it's fine. We're getting to the meat of the problem. We're getting to. I want you to do silly voices at the end, but let me ask you a question. This is a question. First time you were on, and you were on with our friend Tessa LaCoyle, who obviously is very unique, and I just wanted to let you know. I just want to let you know because
she loves electricity.
Yeah, she's been tased. Last time she was on was a couple months ago. She got tased by that Chris Gore from G4 TV. Josie Cat, her former co-host, tased her. You tased her. I didn't want to let you know because we were riding on the ride home. I said, well, of the three, who was your favorite taser? Without question, without a moment, she said, Amazon Eve.
Ooh,
and so,
shocking.
but when did you? But when we first talked, and we didn't even acknowledge that you were trans at the time. There was no reason because you're very interesting. So I mean that had nothing to do. I mean, you know, we could talk to you for hours without even mentioning it. But you had said that when you were young, you were skinny, you didn't feel attractive, which I hear from every single beautiful woman, including Nicole Six. Every single beautiful person
That's
that I've
not
ever.
what I said. I was 220 pounds with buck teeth.
Right, no, but you didn't feel
And
attractive.
braces. Well,
you didn't feel
No
attractive.
way.
I was totally fine with that, but societally speaking, most people were not attracted to a 220-pound chick with buck teeth and braces.
Well,
you can say whatever you want, but that's just
well,
the reality.
Well, then I'll ask you the question first, and I'm going to ask Eve. When was the first time you realized you were beautiful?
Well, I always thought I was attractive because I'm sapiosexual and I liked my eyes.
Okay.
And I had huge boobs and I liked them.
Okay.
I noticed when people started treating me different, when I became society's version of beautiful, that was when I made it down to about a size 15. People started actively hitting on me. No one ever really was interested before that.
I was. But
you didn't even know me.
I know.
And that would have been illegal.
Okay. In some states. And Eve, when did you first realize you were beautiful? You were a beautiful woman.
Zoo Weekly. When they put you on the cover of a popular bikini magazine, you can't call yourself ugly anymore. Right. It's pretty tricky to do that.
And for me, it was Hollywood parties. That was when I realized I transitioned to being one of the hot girls.
Right. And so that's when you realized you were one of the hot girls.
Did you transition to be a hot girl?
I guess I did.
Yeah.
And you transitioned to be a hot girl, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had no expectations of this. I just worked out a lot, and you put enough hair and makeup on you, you look pretty.
No, but I've never seen you with a lot of hair and makeup. I see you usually very
most
little
of the stuff online is all glamour stuff.
No, I know. I trust me. I've jerked out to plenty of it. But when I see you, when you come in the studio,
Why don't you? When you see me, you see me.
But you're not wearing makeup, and you're so beautiful. What are you talking about? Look at those features. What are you talking about? Those cheekbones. What's the matter with you?
Thank you.
I mean, this guy realizes
But she's
it.
right. She's a model in society.
When did you know you were handsome?
I still don't know.
You don't believe you're handsome?
I'm not. Well, I'm not.
You're not.
I'm not.
Why aren't you not?
I'm overweight.
And see, here's the difference.
When did
Mark.
you believe you were
When
beautiful?
I was chubby, I still thought I was gorgeous.
Yeah, I don't. That's the thing. But that's neither here nor there. We got 2 minutes and 47 seconds. We don't want to talk about my neuroses. But because and that's about the time the rest of the world caught on, and Amazon Eve became a phenomenon.
Yeah, but they didn't know about the trans thing until much later.
Right, and you said some of your fans have not taken that, but I would say most of them probably still on board, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, keep in mind, there's this woman in the business suit. Nobody wanted to listen to her. I put a little article out there.
And you dressed as a business suit here, and I thought it was very attractive.
I had the little business suit on. And then there's the bikini model with the stripper heels.
Right.
And everybody said, hey, look at that. That article I wrote.
Right.
That woman used to be trans. Look at that. That article
Right.
got so much press because of it.
Right. And I was on your IMDb page, and somebody put I think I'm trying to remember exactly what
Okay.
like, damn, that's a big bitch, and they're like, wait, and they're like, and then one of the comments was, she used to be a man, and the guy said, who cares? She's hot.
There used to be a man. I don't think I ever was a man.
Okay,
Might have looked like one.
All right,
but
well,
I don't think I ever was.
That was, by the way, the point I was trying to
What they were
make.
referring to was you used to have male genitalia, I believe. Not correctly worded. Go ahead, Nicole, because she's ready to pounce off the table. But get me off this.
Pounce on the table.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's irrelevant. The point I was trying to make is nobody feels race is a skin color. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in pain. I can't lean that far.
Hey.
Race is a thing that's shallow. It's surface. It's skin color. It's mostly prejudice that we just put on each other.
Right.
Whether or not you feel like a man or a woman on the inside is totally different.
Right.
And she always felt like a woman.
And she always was a woman.
Exactly.
And now the world knows it. So, are you? Has there been any talk of bringing you back for American Horror Story the next season?
I don't know yet. I probably won't know until the end of this month.
Have you been in contact with the producer? Are you still chat? Are you still?
That's still being. There's talks about the projects I'm going on. I've got about 8 projects I'm not even done with yet this year.
Right.
That are all over the place. So.
How was Japan?
Oh, Japan was fun. I got to work with Jodie. I know we got less than 30 seconds, but I got to see Jodie again. She's one of my best little friends in the whole world.
Yeah, she's really tiny.
I love
Like
when you did the voices. Anyway.
Like my little voices.
Anyway, Amazon Eve, how do people get a hold of you?
AmazonEve.com. My Twitter handle is @AmazonEve.
Right.
That's how to get a hold of me.
That's probably the best way.
Yeah.
And
there's a little contact button on my website at AmazonEve.com.
And is there anything specific you want to promote before we get off the show?
Yes, I am going to be in a feature film called Chimera. You can look it up. It'll be promoted probably about 8 months. You still got to do post-production and editing and all that good stuff.
The hit woman?
That's the hit one, yeah. I'm really excited about that.
Right.
Yeah, that's I did a lot of work on that.
I can see an Amazon Eve video game. I can see a whole series with you.
It'll keep me in Comic-Cons for a while.
How was Bats Day?
Bats Day was fun.
Bats Day is the goth.
It's a goth day. It's a big goth day.
Goths go to Disneyland. You went to the black market and signed autographs and pictures?
I did.
And they loved you.
It was fun.
Yes.
I kind of cool outfit on, too.
Yeah.
Really? Dark black? Gothy?
I wore black boots, big corset, white hair, high collar. I had this trench coat. Everything I wore last time except for the turtleneck. And the outfit is now perfected. The hero outfit is now complete.
Right.
Yes.
You see, forget She-Hulk. You need to have your own character.
I don't need the green. I think I'm going to be She-Hulk without the green. I'm going to have
Yes.
something else. It's this sinister.
Exactly.
Yes. I love the way the cape flows behind me.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Oh.
And go to Nicole6.com. Yes. Buy some fucked up shit.
Yes.
That's
Buy some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
And go to gothcomedian.com and come see my one-man show either tomorrow, Friday. Obviously, if you're listening on iTunes a few months down the road, it's not there. But it's Friday, July 19th, 7:30. Friday, July 26th at 10:30. And everybody have a wonderfully creepy week. Amazon Eve, we love you. Nicole,
so
we
much.
love you.
I love you too.
We wish your back was better. And
It will be
a wonderfully creepy week.